Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
A big bad Jedi with a purple lightsaber and everybody's favorite 212th clone commander. Week 2 of ARH4 Unlikely Hero Spoilers coming at you. Hey there, Star Wars listening folks, and happy Tuesday. So yeah, whole week of spoilers. This week we saw Blue Hero, and we also saw Red Hero. Very interesting. There's some things that makes me think they may go together, even though we probably haven't seen the other half of either one of these guys. So I mean, let's just dive right into it. So this is coming out. These were spelled by Joe Colon over at the Hyperloops. Honestly sarcastic, sorry, whatever. Yeah, we all know who everybody is, right? Also, huge shout out to him. He did very well in Las Vegas or Flesh and Blood. The guy just wins wherever he goes. So congratulations to him. Nicely done. So I did talk about Mace Windu in a cast, so I don't want to spend too much time on him. But in the time since I've shot that, I'm really starting to come around on him. Like I think that he. I'm really. Let's just say this. I'm really excited to see where things go. Since we've seen the reprint list now, right? We can put things in perspective. Not having Shoto, because I like I had said before, I expected Ancient to go. I expected Shoto to stay because I didn't think they'd cut both. They did cut both, which I think is perfectly fine. Because again, I had said in the Wayback Machine that as much as I wanted Shoto to come back, I didn't think it should, and Shoto's not here. So. Because I was especially worried about Shoto, because Shoto has two modified sides. So anyway, point is, we lost a lot. Dagger Mortis isn't on there anymore, right? So we're back in kind of normalville, balancedville, whatever you want to call it, with the upgrades. So I think that'll temper this a little. Also remember that Jedi lightsaber rotates out, right? Jedi lightsaber was convergence. So that all... Oh, wait, actually, was it? Oh. Sorry, let's go to the DB just real quick here. I'm actually pretty sure that might have actually been Spark of Hope. I'm questioning myself. It is indeed Spark of Hope. Okay, so I take that back. So we do still have Jedi lightsaber. So that'll be interesting with him. But I mean, it's just the one side, but it's two shields. It's actually more relevant for Ki-Adi-Mundi. But yeah, so good things happen this week with the reprint list in terms of Mace. All right. So again, I don't want to belabor him too much, considering half the time is just me looking stuff up. But going on, so Yoda's Teachings, this one is kind of cool. I think it's undercosted, but let's go through it, right? So it's a 2-drop upgradability, 1 focus, 1 shield, 1 resource, special blank. Play only if you spot a blue character, so it does not have to go on a blue character, but you have to spot it, right? So that's like Sith Teachings. I mean, they got the theme going there, right? Special is choose and do 2 of the following, gain a resource, give a shield, discard the top card of a deck, or turn one of your dice to any side. So it's similar in effect to Yoda's Special. It's pretty similar to Force Training. Actually had melee on it though, right? So this is more similar. It's like a mini Yoda die, right? I mean, that's really the way to think about it. Yoda had a 2 focus and a disrupt. But I think, you're obviously resolving the specials on this. Like, it's what you want to do, right? So what's interesting about this also is it's not unique. I don't know if that's relevant or not, but it's not, right? So it could special chain into, not itself, but, 2 of them could special chain into each other, like a mini Yoda. So I guess the question you ask yourself is like, is 2 resources worth a Yoda die? I mean, if you could run a plot that was 0 and said, don't start your resources, but you have a Yoda die, you might play that. So I don't know. I mean, it's not that simple because it's a card from hand and there's opportunity cost, and I get it. I think you'd pay 3 points. Like, I think you'd do a 3-point plot with that. So I don't know. Points and resources are not the same. I get it. Or sorry, you know what I'm saying? Because I was saying a 0-point plot with 2 resources. I think you'd pay those resources. I think you might even pay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So I think maybe this one's. I think this one's probably too good. But again, you have to put it in context of what's going to be in the set, which is why I want to hold full reservation. But I think in a pure vacuum, I think this one looks better than 2. So I think this card's going to see a lot of play. Something that comes, doesn't Luminara like this a lot, I think. She was Redemption, right? I think that was an Arathian card. Yeah, I think so. So I think she looks pretty good with that, but there's other options out there. Now, do you remember Little Yoda? OG Yoda is no longer, he was not reprinted, which makes sense. So, and this might have been a factor in that. All right, moving on, as the Force wills it. So we do have another renew card, right? So this actually feeds key. Spot a blue character to choose a die showing a blank. That die cannot be re-rolled this round. That's really cool. I think it's going to be a little funky marking it. I mean, it should be manageable. You just have to set it to the side, or maybe there's a token or something. I'll probably create like a decal in TTS and put it on it. Because you're really, if you're playing 2 of these, you can do it 4 times, right? The thing is, you can still focus that die, right? So it makes you spend another die to get into it, but most of the time you're going to be focusing multiple die. So I don't know how big it is or not. It's cool. It's cool design. I'll give it that. We'll have to see how functional it is, and I think how functional it is will just because it's 0 drop. So I think it'll depend on what else is out there. I think that's really what it boils down to. This, but again, it's renew. You can do it. You do it and get a shield out of it. Maybe not. I don't know. If they get a big die and it's locked down, and for some reason they're playing a die like a Mace Windu deck that might not have focus. I don't know. It's possible. You're probably playing Neiman with him though, and Apt Lesson as we've talked about. But we will see, because you can still Apt Lesson die, right? So yeah, we'll have to see. All right, so that'll wrap it up for the blue. And not spending too much time on him, but the other 2 card. We talked a lot about Maze. He had his own gas, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. What I do want to spend the more of the time talking about was what came out Friday night on the Destiny Junior stream. This is Cody Ardent Commander, so Commander Cody, not Commander Cody, by the way, because he's just Cody, which is consistent with the FFG. He's a 12 health red hero for 14-17. So that's, right, remember Mace was 13. Ahsoka was 12 at the same. Ahsoka was 12. But so he has a pretty big die. 2 gun, 3 indirect, shield, resource, and a blank. At the start of the round or when battlefield changes control, if you control the battlefield, draw a card. Very cool. Power action, discard a card from your hand, a trooper, turn a trooper die to any side. So one thing that's interesting about this, right? Remember, military camp goes away in Convergence. It was not reprinted, which I'll admit was a little surprising to me. And it's fine, but Salt Flats is, so he's a leader trooper, but you can't battle, right? You want speed with him, you can't battlefield. So presumably there's something else coming down the pipeline there. And actually, while we have the DB open, seizing territory, because that's the 0 drop. Because that was not reprinted as well. So we will see, was that in Convergence? I think it was. No, it's also Spark of Hope. Wow, that's really working out. Okay. So but see, a lot of these things still rotate out in one more set. So I do think there's probably going to be some replacement, maybe not replacement cards, but I think there's going to be some functional ammo for these guys in terms of, some of these cards that we're thinking about. Of course, they could always be reprinted too. Something like Seizing Territory probably does need to be reprinted, so maybe that'll always be there for him. Power action, discard a card from your hand to turn a trooper die to any side, right? So in theory, you get 1 extra card, and then you can free focus. It's not free focus because it does cost you a card. And depending on how many dice you have out, like a lot of times it might be better to just use that card for a reroll. But this guy's die is crazy good, right? Like, compare him to Jin, I suppose, right? I mean, it's not crazy good, I guess, compared to Jin. I mean, it's not better than Jin, right? It's worse than Jin's. It's pretty good though, right? With no modifiers. I mean, but remember the clones didn't have modifiers either, right? So yeah, this guy's gonna be interesting. I mean, being in the 17 point price range, you got to assume there's something coming out for him, right? I mean, I don't know, this set theme we're starting to see. Well, let's keep that up. We'll go to the next card, right? This set theme we're starting to see has cross. One of their sub themes is cross color matching. So with this came This Is War, as a 0-drop red hero event. Spot a blue character and activate one of your red characters to remove a die not showing damage with a value 1 or less. So it's a activate, right? You have to have a guy in, you have to have a blue character, and then you have to have a red. I mean, this one's actually tough, right? Because you have to have a blue character and you have to have a red character ready, and then you basically get a Rebel Assault. Rebel Assault's 0, but Rebel Assault's just not showing damage. So, yeah, I mean, Rebel Assault's not reprinted either, I don't believe. So, because Rebel Assault should have run, I didn't even realize that I didn't reprint it till now, but I'll have to go back and check on that. But, yeah, man, there's a lot. Like, I'm sorry I'm all over the place here, but there's a lot of things, there's a lot of moving parts happening right now. Right, trying to figure all this out with getting the reprint list under our belt, and I'm really glad the reprint list thing came early, because otherwise we'd be trying to do this the night before a big tournament, right? Yeah, so spot a blue, and so your blue can be exhausted, but you have to activate the red character to remove it. I mean, it's any die of 1 or less that's not showing damage. I don't know. Anyway, to my point of why we moved on, right? Like, one of the sub themes is cross character, right? So, like, you look at this, Mace is on it. Mace is 17 points. Like, you gotta figure there's gonna be a 13-point red character to use with him, right? Or a 12-pointer with a plot. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something that fits into this somehow, which means it would also fit into command. And if it's red, I mean, in the theme of this, it's like going to be some sort of clone trooper or something. And then I just hope it's on theme, right? Like, I hope it's not like, you can name any number of things, but like, I hope it's on theme. Like, if it's Mace, it should be somebody from the Clone Wars, right? Who's red. But I know we'll have to see. But you have to figure it's going to be a trooper, right? If it's going to be red within Clone Wars, and like Commander Cody needs troopers, so yeah, we'll have to see. But again, if the sub theme is cross colors, then if Cody might want a 13-point blue. Because, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the fact that I'm saying that a lot is indicative of what we're going to see when the rest of the set drops, which is it's a little bit of a bummer that we've only had 2 spoiler drops. Now, we do have a little bit of a longer spoiler season, I think, than we have in the past, which is fun because we got it early. But not having as much makes it harder to put in context. So, but I mean, it is what it is. Last up, we have what I think is the best card we've seen, is the Bad Batch. So this is a 4-drop unique hero support. 1 gun, 2 gun, 2 indirect, shield, 2 shield, and a resource, no blank support trooper. After you activate the support, choose and do one of the following. If you spot a leader, you can choose and do one of the following again. So what that means is, if you spot a leader, so you don't have to choose. It's not like if you choose Clone Trooper, right? So you can either roll in a Clone Trooper or a Rebel Engineer, right? And if you choose Clone Trooper, you could roll in another Clone Trooper because it says one of the following again, not both, right? So you could roll in 2 Clone Troopers, you could roll 2 Rebel Engineers. I actually think, like, looking at the Clone Troopers 1 gun, 2 gun, 2 indirect, money, blank, blank, gets a reroll when he activates, but it's just his die, so you don't get that reroll. You compare that with the Rebel Engineer, which is a 2 indirect, focus, money, blank. Like, I mean, I guess granted, once you get this down, you've already got 4 resources, so you're kind of in the money, I suppose. But like, the Rebel Engineer might be the better die in most cases, unless you also have focus. Then I guess then you're focusing to 2s. So fair enough there. This is really. I think this is really good. Because remember, those dice will still be trooper dice. Well, I mean, not the engineer, obviously. But the dice will still be trooper dice. I think this is really creative. I think it's on theme. I think it's really good support. If there's any sort of resets or anything like that, now you're really talking. You're going to want to play 2 leaders with this. This is strong, right? Because Mace, let's go back to Mace. Mace is a leader. I'm like 99% positive he's a Jedi leader. Yeah, Jedi leader. So yeah, you've got Mace on board because like it looks like based on This Is War, it looks like Mace is intended to be played. I mean, not intended to be, but they'll have an auto pairing. It probably, right? Like it's kind of what this implies to me, but maybe I'm reading more into it. So we'll see there. Bad Batch looks really, really good. And money's not that hard to make anymore, right? We'll have Merchant, and I mean, Binds doesn't help it, but you could tech team, and I don't know. I'm still seeing, I said it in the last spoiler review, or no, I said it at the end of yesterday's video, which was the reprint list thing. It's like we're definitely moving into a support mill meta, I would think, just based on what we're seeing. So it'd be interesting to see how this all flushes out, see how the mid-range decks, like the mid-range shield decks, evolve to deal with that. I mean, at some point, there's going to be too many 2s and 3s on the table to deal with. So if the upgrade decks, I mean, again, this is all early. We haven't seen the full set yet, right? But it's what it looks like based on the reprint list and what we're seeing out of this set is it looks to be more and more dice, right? More and more dice type stuff. And that should feed. I would think Ki-Adi Mundi is going to continue to be a beast. If Mill's around trying to keep support decks in check, all of a sudden Key becomes aggro, or not aggro, but he becomes the new aggro because he can play stuff. He has multiple options to play. They can hit while they're ramping. I don't know. I would think I don't know. We'll see some stuff. Now, we can take some conjectures based on what we saw on the reprint list. Like probably there's going to be a big villain blue would be my guess because of Rise Again. Otherwise, I don't think you really care, right? Like, I think you want to run somebody in the, Darth Bane range. But I don't think Bane's, I don't think with the curve we've seen lately, like, that you want to, Bane's not your top choice, I don't think. So, we'll have to see. Because, Rise Again with Bane actually doesn't feel bad because usually he's loaded up, right? Like, if you have your money, you're usually getting Shiens, and, because with his 2 and then his overwrites, he's usually pretty loaded up. Not that he doesn't want to heal 5, but, you probably aren't playing, you're not, my point is you're not taking full advantage of it with Bane, so. Anyway, kind of went off on a tangent, not talking week 2 spoilers anymore. But, there's only 6 cards to go through. But I'm just trying to put everything in context of what we're seeing. What they've released to us so far certainly seems to indicate a much, much, much slower focus. So we'll have to see if the aggro can still stay in front of that. I probably don't think it will. But we'll see. We will see. So anyway, that'll do it for this morning. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I mean, which is the best? There's some doozies in here, right? Like between Mace and the Bad Batch, which is the better card? I realize they fill different roles and stuff. So you're welcome to Held Judgment too. But when has that stopped any of us before, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking. What kind of decks are you brewing, right? Do you think we're going to get a 13-point red character? I think we will. Maybe not 13. I think with that, I was thinking maybe we were going to get a 13-point yellow, but I think now that we saw that Mace card, I think probably 13-point red. So, which would make sense, right? Clone Wars theme, Jedi leading clones into battle. I don't know. We will see, folks. So, anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and go Commando.